On the distant planet Zarina, the sky shone with colors that humans had never seen. The clouds were silver, the grass sparkled with tiny crystals, and the oceans reflected the two suns like mirrors. The planet was home to many kinds of aliens, but the most intelligent and curious of all were a young race known as the Lumerians. Among them lived a young girl named Luma. She was small, with bright eyes that seemed to glow with curiosity. Her hair shimmered like moonlight, and her movements were graceful. Unlike other Lumerians, Luma loved learning about creatures from other worlds. One day, Luma received an important mission from the leaders of her people. They had noticed a planet far away called Earth where humans lived. The leaders wanted to understand humans. Were they strong? Were they intelligent? Were they kind? They sent Luma, the youngest and most innocent of their scouts, to travel across space and discover the answers. Luma felt nervous but excited. She had always dreamed of exploring the stars, and now she had the chance to see a new world. Luma's journey was long. She traveled in a small, sleek spaceship that shined like silver. As she approached Earth, she saw a world full of water, green forests, and towering mountains. Cities sparkled like jewels in the sunlight. She felt a mixture of fear and excitement because everything was so different from Zarina. The spaceship landed quietly in a small clearing near a village hidden by trees. Luma stepped out and felt the soft grass under her feet. The air smelled fresh and alive. She looked around carefully, knowing that humans were not used to aliens, and she wanted to observe them without frightening anyone. Not far from the landing site, a small family lived in a cozy house. The house was simple, made of wood and stones, with a garden full of flowers. Luma watched them from a distance. There was a boy named Aaron who was strong and responsible. He took care of his younger sister Mina, who was blind. Mina had never seen the world with her eyes, but she had a special way of feeling it. She could sense people's emotions, hear the soft sounds of nature, and understand the feelings of those around her. Luma was fascinated by Mina. She had never met anyone who experienced the world in such a different way. The family was kind and welcoming. Luma watched as Aaron helped Mina walk through the garden. He held her hand carefully, guiding her around the flowers and the small fountain. Mina giggled softly as she felt the petals of the flowers. Luma noticed that Aaron always smiled at her sister, and Mina's laughter was warm and pure. Luma felt a strange happiness in her heart as she observed the bond between them. It was different from anything she had seen on Zarina, where people often cared more about appearances and intelligence than kindness. Luma decided to approach the family. She stepped carefully through the grass, and the sunlight reflected on her silver hair. Mina sensed someone near her and reached out with her hands. "Hello," Luma said softly. Her voice was gentle and musical. Mina smiled, sensing no danger. Aaron looked surprised but did not feel fear. Luma's presence was unusual, but there was something honest and pure in her eyes. "I am Luma," she said. "I have come from far away to learn about humans." Aaron frowned slightly. "Far away? Who are you?" "I am a traveler," Luma replied. "I want to understand humans. I want to know how you live and how you love." Mina laughed quietly. "You sound nice. Do you want to play with me?" Luma nodded. "I would like that very much." Over the next few days, Luma stayed near the family. She learned about their daily routines, how they cooked food, how they laughed together, and how they helped each other. Luma realized that humans valued feelings and kindness. They smiled at one another for small reasons and celebrated each day with joy. She noticed how Aaron always made sure Mina felt safe and happy. He did not care about her blindness. Instead, he focused on making her life full of love and comfort. Luma also discovered that Mina was brave. Even though she could not see, she explored the garden with curiosity. She touched leaves, smelled flowers, and listened to the wind. Her heart was strong, and her laughter was a song that could make anyone happy. Luma admired her courage and innocence. She wanted to help the siblings in any way she could. One afternoon, Luma decided to teach Mina and Aaron a game from her planet. It was a simple game that involved listening to sounds and following them. Luma clapped her hands softly, and the siblings tried to find where the sound was coming from. Mina laughed when she guessed correctly. Aaron smiled proudly at his sister. Luma felt joy seeing them so happy. She realized that games, laughter, and kindness were universal. No matter the planet, these things connected hearts. As days passed, Luma grew closer to the family. She noticed that humans had a unique way of showing love. They did not need to say many words. A touch of the hand, a smile, or a shared meal was enough to show how much they cared. Luma remembered how on Zarina people often judged each other by appearances or skills. Humans, she realized, had a special gift. They could see goodness in hearts, not just appearances. One evening, as the sun set, Luma sat with Mina near the fountain. The water sparkled in orange and pink light. "Mina," Luma said softly, "your heart is very special. You can feel love and kindness in ways that most people cannot." "That is a true gift," Mina smiled. "I like to feel people's hearts. I cannot see the stars, but I can feel the warmth they give." Luma's eyes shone with admiration. She understood that humans were extraordinary in their own way. They might not have special powers like the Lumerians, but their hearts were strong and pure. Luma decided that she would help Mina and Arin learn more about love, kindness, and courage. She did not yet know how, but she felt that her mission on Earth was only beginning. That night, Luma watched the stars from her small ship. She thought about the humans she had met and smiled. Her heart felt full. She realized that Earth was a planet worth learning about. There was so much to discover, and she was ready for the adventure. Mina's laughter, Arin's care for his sister, and the warmth of their home had taught her something important. Life was not about appearances or strength alone. Life was about love, kindness, and the courage to do good even when it was hard. As she closed her eyes to rest, Luma promised herself that she would stay close to the siblings. She wanted to guide them, protect them, and learn from them. Humans were strange and wonderful, and she could feel that they had something that no other planet had, hearts that could shine brighter than any star. Little did Luma know that soon. Her presence would bring a challenge that would test the humans in ways they had never imagined, a challenge that would ask them to look beyond appearances, to trust hearts over eyes, and to discover the power of love and goodness. Luma felt ready. She knew that whatever was coming, humans had the potential to rise above it, because their hearts were stronger than any obstacle in the universe. And so, on that quiet night under the glowing stars and 2 moons of Earth, the innocent alien girl began her journey with the humans she had come to love. The adventure of hearts, kindness, and discovery had only just begun, and Luma was determined to see it through. Days passed quickly on Earth, and Luma continued to stay near the small family. She observed their routines, their laughter, and the small gestures of love that connected them. Mina's innocence and Arin's care for his sister impressed her deeply. Luma had never met humans who were so full of kindness. She realized that humans were different from her own people. On Zarina, intelligence and appearance were considered the most important traits. Here, the heart was more important than looks or skill. One afternoon, as Luma sat in the garden with Mina, she noticed Arin working nearby. He was planting new flowers for the garden. Luma studied him carefully. Arin was strong and tall with a kind face. Yet Luma could sense something more inside him. She could feel his heart, and it was a mixture of courage, care, and protectiveness for his sister. Luma wanted to find a way to test the strength of the human heart, a way that humans themselves might not think about. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in shades of pink and gold, Luma turned to Arin with a serious expression. "Arin," she said, "I have a suggestion for you. It may sound strange, but I think it will help you understand something very important." Arin looked up from the soil and wiped his hands. "What is it, Luma?" he asked, curious but cautious. Luma took a deep breath and spoke with her gentle voice. "Mina cannot see the world with her eyes. She can only feel and understand with her heart. This gives her a unique way of experiencing life.
If you truly want to know the power of kindness, honesty, and love, you should spend time with her in a special way.
You should allow her to experience your heart without seeing your appearance." Arin blinked, unsure of what she meant. "Are you saying that I should treat her as if she cannot see me at all?" "Yes," Luma replied softly. "Mina cannot judge people by how they look. She only senses their feelings and intentions. If your heart is kind and true, she will understand your goodness without any need to look at you. On my planet, we have a way to measure the purity of hearts. I think Mina already has that gift. She will know what is in your heart if you are honest with her." Arin frowned, confused and a little worried. "Luma, are you asking me to marry my blind sister?" Luma shook her head gently. "Not exactly. I am asking you to show your heart. You must act with kindness, patience, and honesty. You must let her feel your care for her and your family. She will respond to your heart, not your face. This is a test of character, not of appearance." Arin did not know what to say. On Earth, humans often judged others by appearances. People cared about beauty, strength, or intelligence. He had never thought about being judged by his heart alone. Yet when he looked at Mina, he realized that she had a special gift. She could see the goodness in people, and that was more important than any physical appearance. Mina, who had been listening quietly, reached out and touched Aaron's hand. "Aaron, I already know your heart. You always take care of me. You always make me feel safe. I do not need to see you to know who you are." Luma smiled, pleased with Mina's words. "See, Aaron? Your heart is strong. You only need to be honest and kind. Mina will understand everything. Your appearance will not matter to her. This is a lesson that many people cannot learn, but you can." Aaron thought about her words carefully. He realized that Luma was right. Mina's blindness was not a weakness. It was a way for her to see the world differently. She could sense what others felt, understand their intentions, and respond with kindness. Aaron began to see that this was a chance to learn something very important. It was a chance to understand the power of the human heart and the true meaning of love. Over the next few days, Aaron decided to follow Luma's advice. He spent more time with Mina, not as a brother who cared for his sister, but as someone who wanted to show the goodness of his heart. They walked in the garden, played simple games, and listened to the sounds of birds and water. Mina laughed often, her laughter full of joy and trust. Aaron realized that her happiness was a reflection of the care he gave her. He began to notice small things that he had ignored before, the way she appreciated a soft breeze, the way she smiled when he read to her, and the warmth she felt when they held hands. Luma watched them closely, guiding Aaron with gentle suggestions. "Show her your patience today," she said. "Help her understand the flowers with your words. Let her feel the sun on her skin. She will notice the effort, and she will understand your heart." Aaron followed her advice carefully. He described the colors of the flowers, the shapes of the leaves, and the warmth of the sun. Mina listened and smiled, feeling the world in a new way. She held his hand and said, "Thank you, Aaron. You make everything so beautiful for me." Aaron felt a strange happiness in his heart. He realized that this experience was changing him. He no longer cared about appearances or what others thought. What mattered most was honesty, kindness, and love. Mina's heart had taught him a lesson that no one else could. Her ability to feel the goodness in others had shown him the value of true care and understanding. One evening, Luma decided to teach them another lesson. She led them to a small hill overlooking the village. The sky was painted with stars and the moon reflected on the water below. Luma explained that on her planet, stars were symbols of courage and hope. She encouraged Aaron and Mina to close their eyes and imagine the light of the stars filling their hearts. As they followed her instructions, Aaron felt a sense of calm and peace. He understood that he did not need anyone to see him to know his heart was pure. Mina's laughter and trust were proof of his goodness. Luma smiled and said, "This is how humans can shine. Your hearts are the stars that guide you." Aaron began to understand the strange proposal Luma had made. It was not about marriage or appearances. It was about showing his heart without needing to be seen. It was about trust, care, and the strength of love. He realized that he had been given a rare chance to experience something extraordinary. As the night passed, Aaron and Mina returned home, feeling closer than ever. Luma stayed near them, watching over the siblings with a sense of pride. She knew that they were learning an important lesson, and she felt hopeful about the humans she had come to study. The days turned into weeks, and Aaron continued to spend time with Mina in this new way. He guided her through the garden, shared stories, and listened to her thoughts and feelings. Mina, in turn, taught him to feel the world more deeply. She showed him how to notice small joys, to be patient, and to care for others without expecting anything in return. Luma observed quietly, pleased with the progress. She knew that humans had a special power that her people often overlooked. Their hearts could shine brightly, stronger than any intelligence or appearance. Aaron was learning to see with his heart, and Mina was teaching him how to love without conditions. One afternoon, while they were resting near the fountain, Luma said softly, "Aaron, this is only the beginning. You have learned to show kindness and honesty, but there will be more lessons ahead. The world is full of challenges, and hearts must remain strong to face them. Remember that love is not measured by appearances but by actions and care." Aaron nodded, understanding her words. He looked at Mina, whose golden heart seemed to glow with trust and joy. He realized that her blindness was a gift that allowed her to see the truth in people. He felt proud to be her brother and honored to show his heart in return. From that moment, Aaron promised himself to continue following Luma's guidance. He would protect Mina, cherish her, and let his heart shine for her to feel. He understood that this was a rare opportunity to learn about the power of love and goodness. Luma had shown him the way, and he was ready to follow it. As the sun set on the village, casting a warm glow over the house and garden, Luma smiled. She knew that humans were capable of extraordinary things. Their hearts could guide them through any challenge, and their love could overcome any obstacle. She felt hopeful for the future and proud of the siblings she had come to care for. And so, with the stars shining above and the gentle breeze whispering through the trees, Aaron and Mina began a new journey together. A journey of trust, care, and understanding. A journey that would teach them that the heart was stronger than any appearance and that true love could be felt, even without sight. Luma knew that this adventure was only beginning, and that the humans she had come to know were already showing her the extraordinary power of kindness and the heart. The days on Earth were warm and bright, and Luma continued to watch Aaron and Mina carefully. The bond between the siblings was growing stronger, and Luma was proud of the progress they had made. She had seen how Aaron's patience and kindness had transformed the way Mina experienced the world. He was no longer just her brother. He was a guide, a friend, and a protector. One morning, Luma suggested a new activity. She led Mina and Aaron to a small meadow outside the village. The meadow was filled with flowers of every color. Butterflies danced in the sunlight, and the wind carried the soft scent of grass and earth. Luma asked Aaron to help Mina explore the meadow, not with his eyes, but with his words and touch. Describe everything carefully, Luma instructed him. Help her feel what she cannot see. Let her imagination create the colors, the shapes, and the movement. Aaron nodded. He held Mina's hand gently and guided her through the meadow. He described the petals of the flowers, the soft rustling of the leaves, and the gentle warmth of the sun on their faces. Mina listened intently, smiling as she imagined the colors and textures. She reached out and felt the petals, feeling the differences in shapes and softness. Can you feel the butterflies? Aaron asked softly. Mina laughed. Yes, I feel their tiny wings brushing against my hand. It tickles, but it is so lovely. Luma smiled. She could see the golden glow of Mina's heart growing brighter with every sensation and word. Aaron's heart mirrored hers, reflecting kindness and care. Luma had never witnessed anything like this on her planet. Humans had a way of feeling and giving that was beyond appearances and strength. Over the next few hours, Aaron guided Mina to every corner of the meadow. He pointed out the sounds of birds, the movement of clouds, and even the soft hum of insects hidden in the grass. Mina's laughter echoed in the open field, filling the air with joy. Aaron felt a deep happiness as he realized that he was helping his sister experience the world in a way she had never imagined. Later, as they rested under a large tree, Luma introduced a new exercise. She asked Aaron to tell Mina stories of faraway lands, not just with words, but with emotions. Do not describe what you see, she said. Describe what you feel, what it means to you, and how it makes you happy. Aaron took a deep breath and began to tell a story about a mountain he had once visited in his dreams. He spoke of the wind that rushed past his face, the thrill of standing high above the valley, and the quiet peace that came from the stillness of the sky. Mina listened with her heart, imagining every detail as if she were there. That sounds beautiful, Aaron, Mina said softly. I can feel the wind and the calm of the mountain. It makes me feel safe and happy. Aaron smiled. I want you to feel the world as I feel it. I want you to understand that even without seeing, you can know how wonderful it is. Luma watched them quietly, amazed at how quickly Aaron had learned to speak with his heart. His words were no longer just instructions or descriptions. They were filled with love, care, and understanding. Mina responded with her feelings, creating a connection that was stronger than any physical sense. The next day, Luma introduced another lesson. She showed Aaron a small box filled with different objects. Some were soft, some rough, some light, and some heavy. Your task, Luma explained, is to guide Mina to understand each object without telling her what it is. Describe it by its feel, sound, or the emotions it creates. Aaron took the box and began the exercise. He handed Mina a small smooth stone. It is warm in your hand, he said. It feels strong and steady, like someone who always stands beside you. Mina held the stone and nodded. I can feel its strength. It makes me feel safe. Next, he gave her a small feather. It is light and soft. It dances in your hand and makes you feel free and happy. Mina laughed. It tickles my fingers. I feel like I am flying with it. Through these exercises, Aaron realized how important it was to communicate not just with words, but with feelings. Mina responded to his care, patience, and honesty. Luma explained that this was the true way humans could connect, by understanding each other's hearts. As the days turned into weeks, Aaron's understanding grew even deeper. He no longer focused on appearances as Luma had instructed. He learned to listen carefully, to notice small gestures, and to appreciate the joy and happiness of those around him. He discovered that kindness and patience were stronger than strength or beauty. Mina, too, learned from Aaron. She began to trust his guidance even more, feeling his care in every action. She could sense when he was being thoughtful, when he was patient, and when he was honest. Their hearts spoke to each other without needing words, creating a bond that was stronger than anything either of them had known before. One evening, Luma decided it was time to reveal a small secret to Aaron. She had the ability to see emotions as colors, and she wanted him to understand what he could not yet see. She led him to the garden and asked him to close his eyes. Aaron, she said, look at your heart. Imagine it glowing with your feelings. Now imagine Mina's heart. Can you feel the warmth of hers? Aaron nodded slowly. Yes, I can feel it. It is strong and bright. Good, Luma said. Her heart is golden, full of trust and joy. Whenever you act with kindness and honesty, your heart reflects hers. It glows in the same color, showing that you are connected. This is the power of humans. You can see goodness in each other without relying on sight. Aaron was amazed. He had never imagined that hearts could shine in this way. He felt a sense of pride and responsibility. He realized that Mina's blindness was not a limitation. It was a gift that allowed her to sense the truth in others. He promised himself to always act with honesty and care, so that his heart would continue to glow alongside hers. Luma smiled, pleased with his understanding. She knew that Aaron had learned an important lesson. He was no longer a boy who judged by appearances. He was a young man who understood the value of love, kindness, and patience. Mina had taught him to feel with his heart, and he had embraced the lesson fully. From that moment on, their days were filled with laughter, learning, and connection. Aaron and Mina explored the garden, the meadow, and the small forest nearby. They listened to the wind, the birds, and the flowing water. They discovered that every sound, touch, and scent carried a message of life and happiness. Luma guided them quietly, offering advice when needed. She encouraged Aaron to continue showing his heart, to remain patient with Mina, and to trust the power of goodness. She also reminded Mina to share her feelings, to laugh freely, and to enjoy the beauty of life in her own unique way. The bond between the siblings grew stronger each day. They began to understand that love and kindness were not measured by appearances. Their connection was based on trust, honesty, and the warmth of their hearts. Luma watched with pride, knowing that the lesson she had brought from her planet was being realized fully. One night, as the stars filled the sky, Aaron and Mina sat together in the garden. The moonlight reflected on the fountain, and the gentle breeze made the leaves rustle softly. Luma approached them and spoke gently. Remember, the heart is stronger than any appearance. You can see goodness, courage, and love in ways others may not understand. Continue to trust your hearts and you will never be lost. Aaron held Mina's hand and smiled. I understand now. I will always show my heart to her and to the world. I have learned that what truly matters is what is inside. Mina smiled back, feeling his warmth. And I will always feel your heart, Aaron. It is strong and kind, and it makes me happy. Luma nodded quietly. She knew that this was only the beginning of their journey. The bond they had created was strong, and the lessons they had learned would guide them through any challenge. Humans, she realized, had a power that no other species could match. Their hearts could shine brighter than any star, and their love could overcome any obstacle. And so, under the glowing stars and the gentle moonlight, Aaron and Mina continued to learn and grow together. Their hearts were connected and their bond was unbreakable. Luma watched them with hope, knowing that humans were extraordinary creatures capable of love, courage, and kindness beyond imagination. Life in the small village was peaceful, but not everyone understood the unusual bond between Aaron and Mina. Their connection was strong, based on trust, honesty, and love. Yet some neighbors and distant visitors whispered about the siblings. They could not understand how a girl who could not see could have such a deep understanding of the people around her. One morning, while Aaron was fixing the fence near the garden, a neighbor named Faylene approached. Faylene was always curious about other families, and he often judged others by appearances. He looked at Mina and Aaron with doubt in his eyes. "Aaron, I do not understand your sister," he said. "She cannot see anything. How can she know if people are good or not? And you spend so much time making her happy. Is it wise?" Aaron paused and looked at Faylene calmly. "Mina may not see with her eyes, but she sees with her heart. She understands more about people than most who think they can judge. I trust her, and I trust myself. We do not need appearances to know what is right." Phelan frowned and shook his head. "You are too soft. People should care about how things look. Life is not always kind, and you cannot rely on feelings alone." Aaron smiled gently. "Kindness and honesty are stronger than appearances. Mina has taught me that. My heart tells me what is right, and I will follow it. That is all that matters." Phelan muttered something under his breath and walked away. He did not understand, but Aaron did not mind. He knew that not everyone could see the world the way he and Mina did. Some people needed more time to learn. Luma, who had been observing the conversation, approached Aaron quietly. "Do not be troubled by those who cannot understand," she said softly. "Humans are often slow to see what is important. But your hearts are strong. Keep trusting each other." Aaron nodded. He felt reassured by Luma's words. He held Mina's hand as she came toward him, smiling brightly. "Do not worry, Mina," he said. "Some people do not understand us, but that is okay. We have each other, and that is enough." Mina's laughter rang softly. "I do not care what others think. I know your heart, Aaron. That is all that matters to me." Despite their happiness, not all challenges came from neighbors. One day, a group of travelers passed through the village. They were loud and curious, asking questions about the small family and their routines. One traveler noticed Mina walking with Aaron and commented, "How can a blind girl live like this? Does she know what she is missing?" Aaron took a deep breath and replied firmly, "Mina may not see with her eyes, but she sees with her heart. That is far more powerful than anything you could imagine." The travelers looked at him skeptically, but Aaron did not waver. He continued to guide Mina through their home and garden, showing her the world in ways she could feel and understand. Mina laughed and listened, enjoying every sound, scent, and touch. Luma watched quietly, proud of Aaron. She knew that humans often faced judgment from others who did not understand them. Yet the strength of a pure heart could overcome doubt and skepticism. Aaron and Mina were proving that love and kindness could shine brighter than criticism. As days passed, Aaron continued to focus on showing Mina the world with care and patience. He guided her through the village, the meadows, and the small forest nearby. He described the sounds of birds, the patterns of leaves, and the gentle movement of water in the streams. Mina listened carefully and laughed whenever something delighted her. She felt joy in every moment and shared it freely with Aaron. One evening, Luma suggested a new lesson. "There will always be those who judge what they do not understand," she said. "It is important to remain true to your hearts. Do not let their doubts shake your bond. Instead, let your actions show the power of kindness and honesty." Aaron thought carefully about her words. He realized that challenges would come in many forms, not just from strangers or neighbors. There would be moments when even he might feel unsure, moments when patience and love were tested. But he also knew that Mina's trust and understanding would guide him. Together they could face anything. The following day, a strong wind blew through the village and rain began to fall. Aaron and Mina were walking near the meadow when the storm started. Many villagers ran for shelter, but Mina laughed, feeling the cool drops on her face. Aaron held her hand firmly and guided her to a nearby tree, keeping her safe. "You see, Mina," he said, "even storms are part of life. They may be strong, but they cannot harm the heart." Mina nodded, smiling. "I feel safe with you, Aaron. The rain is fun and I can feel the world in a new way." Luma, watching from a distance, smiled. She knew that true courage was not about avoiding danger, but about facing challenges with trust and care. Aaron and Mina were learning this lesson well. Later, as the storm passed and the sun returned, Aaron decided to show Mina the village from a new perspective. He guided her to a small hill overlooking the houses, gardens, and fields. "Look at the world, Mina," he said gently. "Feel it with your heart. The sun is warm, the air is fresh, and everything is alive." Mina closed her eyes and took a deep breath. "I feel it, Aaron. The world is beautiful. I can feel everyone's hearts shining." Luma nodded with pride. The siblings were learning to trust each other completely, and their hearts were growing stronger with every challenge. They understood that the opinions of others were less important than the bond they shared. As the weeks passed, the villagers began to notice the unusual strength of Mina and Aaron's connection. They saw how Mina could sense kindness, how Aaron always guided her with patience, and how the two shared laughter and joy. Slowly, some of the neighbors began to respect their bond. They realized that what Mina could feel with her heart was extraordinary. One day, Pheline returned and watched the siblings from a distance. He saw Aaron helping Mina pick flowers, describing the shapes and colors, and noticed how Mina responded with joy. Pheline shook his head, then smiled quietly. He understood now that their love and care were genuine. Appearance did not matter. What mattered most was the goodness they shared. Luma approached Aaron that evening and spoke softly. "You have faced challenges from outside, yet your hearts remain strong. That is the true test of humans. Others may doubt, but your actions speak louder than words. Continue to show kindness and honesty, and the world will see the beauty of your hearts." Aaron held Mina's hand and smiled. "I understand, Luma. No matter what others think, I will always care for her, guide her, and share my heart. That is the most important thing." Mina smiled, feeling the warmth of his words. "And I will always feel your heart, Aaron. It makes me happy, and it helps me understand the world." That night, as the stars shone above the village and the moonlight reflected on the trees, Luma knew that the siblings had grown stronger. The challenges from outsiders had tested their patience, courage, and understanding. They had passed every test with love and honesty. Their bond was unbreakable, and their hearts were connected in a way that could withstand anything. Luma smiled, feeling hope for the humans she had come to care for. They had faced judgment, doubt, and challenges from others, yet their hearts had remained pure. She knew that no matter what lay ahead, Aaron and Mina would continue to grow and shine. Humans, she realized, had a strength that went beyond appearances or intelligence. Their hearts were extraordinary, capable of love, courage, and understanding beyond measure. And so, under the glowing stars and the gentle moonlight, Aaron and Mina continued their journey together. They had learned to face the outside world with trust, kindness, and courage. Their hearts were strong and their bond was unbreakable. Luma watched them with pride, knowing that the lessons of the heart were already taking root. The siblings understood now that life could be full of challenges, but with honesty, patience, and love, they could overcome anything. They had discovered the power of the human heart, and nothing in the universe could take that away. The days on Earth passed peacefully, and the bond between Aaron and Mina grew stronger with every moment. They laughed, played, and explored the world together. Aaron guided Mina through the garden, meadows, and forests, describing every sound, scent, and movement. Mina listened carefully, learning to feel the world with her heart. Their connection had become extraordinary, and Luma, the innocent alien girl, watched with pride. Luma knew her mission was almost complete. She had observed humans, guided Aaron and Mina, and seen the strength of their hearts. Humans were indeed remarkable. They had the power to love, to trust, and to shine with kindness. Luma had come to care for the siblings deeply, and she knew that her time with them was about to end. One morning, she gathered Aaron and Mina in the garden. The sun shone warmly, the flowers swayed in the gentle breeze, and birds sang their cheerful songs. Luma spoke softly. "Aaron, Mina, the time has come for me to return to my planet. My mission here is almost finished. I have learned much from you, and I hope you have learned from me as well." Aaron felt a pang of sadness. He had grown used to Luma's presence and guidance. She had taught him how to show his heart, how to be patient, and how to let Mina feel the world in ways that words could not fully describe. "Luma," he said quietly, "we will miss you. You have taught us so much, and I do not know what we will do without you." Luma smiled gently. "You are stronger than you know, Aaron. You and Mina have learned to trust your hearts. That is more powerful than any advice I could give. Remember that kindness and honesty will guide you through any challenge." Mina reached out and held Luma's hand. "Thank you, Luma. You helped me feel the world and understand people. I will never forget you." Luma knelt down and smiled warmly at Mina. And I will never forget you, Mina. You have taught me something important too. Even without sight, your heart can see everything. You have reminded me that the most extraordinary power comes from caring, loving, and trusting. Before leaving, Luma gave Aaron and Mina a small gift. It was a crystal that shimmered with soft light, a symbol of the golden glow she had seen in their hearts. Keep this crystal as a reminder, she said. Whenever you look at it or feel it in your hands, remember the lessons you have learned. Let your heart shine bright and continue to guide each other with love. Aaron held the crystal carefully. He felt warmth spread through his heart as he thought of everything Luma had taught them. He turned to Mina and smiled. We will follow her guidance. We will always trust each other and our hearts. Mina smiled back, feeling the warmth of his hand and the love in his heart. Yes, Aaron, we will. I feel your heart, and I know it is kind and true. Luma stepped back and activated her spaceship. The small silver craft began to rise into the sky, its surface reflecting the sunlight. The siblings watched as it floated higher and higher, until it became a small speck against the blue sky. Luma waved, and Aaron and Mina waved back, their hearts full of gratitude and love. After Luma's departure, life returned to its usual rhythm, but something had changed. Aaron and Mina continued their daily routines, but now their bond was even stronger. They understood each other without needing words. They laughed, played, and explored together, sharing every sensation and emotion. The lessons Luma had taught them had become a natural part of their lives. One afternoon, Aaron decided to show Mina the village from a new perspective. He led her to a hill overlooking the houses, gardens, and fields. Feel the world, Mina, he said gently. Listen to the sounds, feel the wind, and sense the hearts around you. Mina closed her eyes and smiled. She could feel the warmth of the sun, the gentle rustling of leaves, and the laughter of children playing nearby. It is beautiful, Aaron, she said softly. I can feel so much love and happiness everywhere. Aaron smiled, feeling a deep satisfaction. He realized that he had learned as much as Mina had. He had learned to trust his heart, to be patient, and to show kindness without expecting anything in return. The golden glow of their hearts was stronger than ever, connecting them in ways that nothing could break. The villagers began to notice the change as well. They saw how Mina could sense kindness and how Aaron guided her with care and honesty. Slowly, they began to respect the siblings and understand their unique bond. People realized that appearances did not matter. What mattered most was the heart, and Aaron and Mina had shown that clearly. One evening, as the sun set and painted the sky in shades of pink and orange, Aaron and Mina sat by the fountain in their garden. Mina held the crystal Luma had given them and felt its warmth. This reminds me of Luma and what she taught us, she said. It makes me feel happy and safe, Aaron nodded. It reminds me too. It tells me to always show my heart, to be honest and kind, and to trust you. We will continue to grow and learn together. Mina smiled. I am glad we have each other, Aaron. We can feel the world together and our hearts will guide us. Days turned into weeks and weeks turned into months. Aaron and Mina explored the forests, meadows, and rivers near their village. They laughed and played, discovering new ways to feel the world and understand each other. Their connection had become extraordinary. They no longer needed Luma to guide them. The lessons she had taught were now a part of their hearts. One morning, Aaron noticed a small bird struggling to fly. It had fallen from its nest and could not reach the branches above. Mina reached out carefully, feeling the tiny wings and heartbeat. Aaron gently lifted the bird, and together they placed it back in the nest. The bird chirped happily, and Mina laughed with joy. We helped it, Aaron. Our hearts guided us. Aaron smiled, feeling proud. Yes, Mina. We learned from Luma, but we can do good on our own too. Our hearts tell us what is right. The golden glow of their hearts had become a part of their daily lives. They could sense kindness, feel happiness, and share love without words. The village had come to understand them, and even those who had once doubted now admired their bond. Aaron and Mina had shown that love and goodness were more powerful than appearances or strength. One night, as the stars filled the sky and the moon reflected on the water, Aaron and Mina sat together quietly. Mina held Aaron's hand and said softly, Even though Luma has gone, I feel her guidance in our hearts. We have learned so much, and our bond is stronger than ever. Aaron nodded. Yes, Mina. She taught us to see with our hearts. We will continue to do so always. Our hearts will guide us through life, and nothing can break our connection. The siblings smiled at each other, feeling the warmth and strength of their hearts. They had learned a lesson that would stay with them forever. True love and goodness came from the heart, not from appearances or judgment. They had grown stronger, braver, and kinder because they trusted each other and believed in the power of their hearts. And so, under the glowing stars and the gentle moonlight, Aaron and Mina continued their journey together. They explored the world with laughter, love, and understanding. Their hearts shone like golden light guiding them through life. Luma had returned to her planet, but her lessons remained. The bond between the siblings had become extraordinary, a shining example of the power of kindness, patience, and trust. Aaron and Mina knew that no matter what challenges they might face in the future, their hearts would always guide them. They had discovered the greatest truth of all, that the human heart was capable of love, courage, and understanding beyond measure. It was a gift that could overcome any obstacle and shine brighter than the stars, and so the innocent alien girl's mission was complete. She had learned from humans, guided them, and seen the extraordinary power of the heart. Aaron and Mina had grown in ways they had never imagined, and their lives were forever changed. Together they would continue to explore, to love, and to let their hearts shine. The world was brighter because of them, and their journey of kindness, courage, and love had only just begun.